Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Izinkan saya memperkenalkan diri. Nama saya Fahmi Hidayat M.Pd, dosen tetap di Program Studi Pendidikan Bahasa Inggris, Fakultas Keguruan dan Ilmu Pendidikan, Universitas Lambung Mangkurat. Saat ini, saya mengikuti sertifikasi dosen gelombang 1 tahun 2025 yang diselenggarakan oleh Kemendikti-Saintek. Saya akan menampilkan penyusunan dokumen pernyataan diri dosen dalam Unjuk Kerja Tridharma Perguruan Tinggi atau Pdd-Uktpt. Dalam kesempatan ini, saya akan memaparkan tentang mata kuliah yang saya ampu, yaitu mata kuliah Innovation in English Education yang diselenggarakan pada semester genap tahun 2024-2025. Bobot mata kuliah ini sebanyak 2 SKS, dan mata kuliah ini adalah mata kuliah wajib bagi mahasiswa dengan kode mata kuliah AK PPP 5402. Deskripsi mata kuliah Innovation in English Education ini adalah, dalam mata kuliah ini, mahasiswa belajar dan berlatih untuk menguasai serta menerapkan pengetahuan dan teknologi secara logis, kritis, sistematis, dan inovatif dalam konteks inovasi pendidikan dalam pembelajaran bahasa Inggris. Kemampuan yang diharapkan pada mata kuliah Innovation in English Education, mahasiswa mampu menerapkan pemikiran kritis, logis, dan inovatif dalam mengembangkan atau mengimplementasikan inovasi pembelajaran bahasa Inggris yang berbasis teknologi dan nilai-nilai humanistik. Mahasiswa juga diharapkan mampu merancang dan mengevaluasi program pembelajaran bahasa Inggris yang relevan dengan kebutuhan zaman, melalui pendekatan pedagogis, psikologis, dan manajerial yang tepat. Berikutnya yaitu capaian pembelajaran lulusan atau CPL. CPL yang pertama, mampu menerapkan pemikiran logis, kritis, sistematis, dan inovatif dalam konteks mengembangkan atau menerapkan pengetahuan dan teknologi dengan mempertimbangkan serta menerapkan nilai-nilai humanistik yang relevan dengan bidang keahliannya. CPL yang kedua, mampu memanfaatkan teknologi informasi dan komunikasi yang relevan untuk meningkatkan standar mutu pendidikan. Selanjutnya yaitu CPL yang ketiga, menerapkan konsep teoritis tentang pedagogi, psikologi perkembangan, dan psikologi pendidikan, teknik pengembangan, program pembelajaran, presentasi, metode dan prosedur, manajemen, serta evaluasi pendidikan dalam program pengajaran dan pembelajaran bahasa Inggris. Capaian pembelajaran pada mata kuliah atau CPMK. CPMK ada 3 untuk mata kuliah ini, antara lain CPMK yang pertama, menerapkan pemikiran logis, kritis, sistematis, dan inovatif dalam konteks pengembangan atau penerapan pengetahuan dan teknologi dalam inovasi di bidang pendidikan. CPMK yang kedua, memanfaatkan teknologi informasi dan komunikasi yang relevan, khususnya untuk merancang program pembelajaran inovatif guna meningkatkan standar mutu pendidikan. CPMK yang ketiga, menerapkan konsep teoritis tentang pedagogi, teknik pengembangan program pembelajaran, presentasi, manajemen, serta evaluasi pendidikan dalam program pengajaran dan pembelajaran bahasa Inggris. Adapun materi pembelajaran dalam mata kuliah ini antara lain 1. Why Learning Innovation. 2. The Intended Learning Outcomes. Yang ketiga, The Assessment. Yang keempat, The Pedagogical Frameworks. Yang kelima, The Learning Innovation Networks Active Classroom. Yang keenam, The Learning Innovation Networks Contents and Useful Connection. Sistem pembelajaran atau mode perkuliahan. Perkuliahan Innovation in English Education diselenggarakan dengan pendekatan blended learning, yaitu perpaduan pembelajaran luring dan daring. Pembelajaran luring yaitu pembelajaran tatap muka di dalam kelas, dan pembelajaran daring menggunakan platform e-learning resmi Universitas Lambung Mangkurat yang bernama Simari. Platform ini dapat diakses melalui simari.ulm.ac.id. Di dalam platform ini, mahasiswa dapat mengakses RPS, materi perkuliahan, serta mengunggah tugas secara online. Berikutnya yaitu metode pembelajaran. Yang pertama, interactive lecturing dengan menggunakan media digital video, podcast, atau animasi tentang inovasi dalam pendidikan bahasa Inggris. Yang kedua, project-based learning atau PBL. Mahasiswa diberi tugas untuk merancang proyek inovatif dalam pembelajaran bahasa Inggris, misalnya membuat media interaktif atau modul ajar berbasis teknologi. Yang ketiga, problem-based learning atau PBL. Mahasiswa dihadapkan pada masalah nyata dalam pengajaran bahasa Inggris, lalu mereka diminta untuk mencari solusi yang inovatif dengan pendekatan teknologi atau pedagogi baru. Yang keempat, collaborative learning. Diskusi kelompok atau kolaborasi dalam menyusun rancangan pembelajaran yang berbasis inovasi dan teknologi. Berikutnya yaitu kriteria penilaian. Dalam mata kuliah ini, kriteria penilaian mencakup partisipasi aktif sebanyak 10%, baik secara verbal dan diskusi di dalam kelas, presentasi proyek, bobotnya sebanyak 20%, tugas kelompok dengan bobot juga 20%, UTS sebanyak 25%, dan UAS sebanyak 25%. Penilaian pada mata kuliah ini dilakukan secara objektif berdasarkan indikator seperti ketepatan dan penguasaan materi, partisipasi aktif serta kemampuan analisa terhadap studi kasus, dan juga saya menggunakan rubrik holistik untuk penilaian proposal dan rubrik analitik untuk penilaian presentasi makalah yang juga sudah termuat di dalam RPS. Melalui pendekatan ini, harapan saya mahasiswa mampu mengevaluasi berbagai pendekatan dalam pembelajaran bahasa Inggris secara kritis dan mengusulkan ide-ide inovatif yang kontekstual, kreatif, dan solutif. Untuk tahapan selanjutnya, mari kita simak video pembelajaran mata kuliah Innovation in English Education. Selamat menyaksikan. Hello everyone, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you for coming in our class. Ada yang tidak hadir? Hadir semua?
Hadir.
Thank you everybody here in this class. Oke, sebelum kita memulai our learning today, belajar kita hari ini, mari kita berdoa menurut agama dan kepercayaan masing-masing. Berdoa selesai. Okay, you still remember what we have learned about a couple weeks ago or weeks ago about story jumper?
Yes.
Okay, can you mention it? What did you learn about a couple weeks ago? How to make a story jumper? Or what's in your mind? What your friends create about story jumper? Any memorable story that you remember? Okay, please.
Alright, so what I remember from a story jumper is that Tio's story. It was about Malin Kundang, and he told the story very, very amazingly, and it had a lot of unique images and a lot of good visuals.
Thank you. Give applause, dear friends. About story jumper, and we move to inquiry learning. You also design several tools in our class, innovation, right? So, the mindset, you as a teacher, you can use these models. It's called inquiry learning based models. One of models amongst many models that you can use in your class later on when you become a teacher. Okay, in inquiry learning, okay, sorry about this. In inquiry learning, it happens not only in this modern era. It also happens a long time ago. It's called more than 1,000 years ago. It starts from Socrates in the West, from Greeks, and it also brings by Confucius in the East, of course. And there's a lot of variation of inquiry based. There's a lot of names, but we know right now in modern era it's called inquiry. Have you know about inquiry means? Before we move to another matter, what's inquiry? You want to know something, is it? You curious about something? It's called inquiry. What's inquiry, by the way, before we move on?
It's the process of seeking knowledge through asking questions.
Good, seeking knowledge. Give applause. Thank you. Thank you for your answer, Akmal. Okay, what is it? Seeking knowledge. Okay, seeking something, right? About seeking something, it starts from a question. Good jobs. And from pedaste, I don't know how to pronounce this, is divided into 4 phase atau 4 bagian. First, it's called orientation. In orientation, there are questions and often a discussion. From there, from orientation, we move to conceptualization, where students generate questions. Once again, question. Seeking something start from questions. And define hypothesis. After hypothesis, you list into the next steps. It's called investigation, where students explore and experiments and interpret the data that the previous one, they ask the questions. Okay, another conceptualizations of inquiry is start paradigm shifting from teacher-centered and closed, where students just listen to the teachers, and it's moved to student-centered or active learning. Inquiry require this student-centered learning. Okay, remember that, student active learning or active classroom. Another inquiry-based learnings is start from questions formulation, and in this phase you start to asking about some things, and it moves to second phase. It's called information research. You explore, you experiment some things. You can research by website or computer later on. And the next, design of answer, how you formulate the answer from the research. After you find the answers and you move to the next stage, it's called discussion. You talk among the groups, for example, or among your friends in the class. And after discussion, you got input from your friends, and you can reflect or conclude the answer for your own. Okay, this is called inquiry-based learning, alternative phases or stages in this case. The first stage of inquiry-based learning, we start from question formulation or formulate questions. Instead of teacher focus, teacher say this, teacher say that, student just listens. In this, you remember what is our inquiry requirement? Student-centered, open, and student-centered learning. Okay, in this class, you as an active student, or maybe you as a teacher, ask your student to be active. All right? Instead of just teacher say something, blah, blah, blah. In inquiry, the start or the first steps, the students can formulate a question. For example, in the novel of poems, after you read a poems or novels, you start a question, right? Why does the author use this particular setting? What the place like this? What the place in Europe? why the place setting in Japan, for example? Ask about that. And another question comes up. What are different ways this character could be interpreted? After you watch a movie, for example, oh, the ending is not sad ending, but it is a plot twist, for example. You start asking something, right? Okay, for your discussion now, I'll bring the project that one of your friends here did a couple of weeks ago. This infographics. After you see this infographics, what is in your mind? For example, this is a unique character here. What is the name of the bird? Sobil. Okay, what is in your mind? You think about a couple of seconds. Start from what, for example, anyone? You can write your question here. From what, why, what? Can you formulate the question? You think. You can discuss with your friend, actually. After you watch these infographics that we conduct the project earlier in the meetings before, what is in your mind after you watch this? What's the question comes up in your mind? Anyone? Can you formulate a question and write down here? Okay, Akmal, please. You can write down the question here. Okay, thank you, Akmal. Are you probably you can read this?
Why does the students choose wetland as the theme of the infographic?
What's the curious one? What do you think? Wetland or infographic themes? Why? Do you have something in your mind? Why about wetland?
Because it's the characteristic of our
Area, yes, our place, Banjarmasin, is about wetland. Thank you, Ayu and Akmal. Give applause. Okay. Okay, you can write down here for the second. Okay, anybody? The last one? Okay, can come forward. Be careful. Okay. Okay, thank you. Rizky, can you read this question for number 2? Why?
Why does the bird look so scary?
Why does the bird look so scary? Do you agree with scary face-looking birds?
I find it very cute, to be honest.
Very cute. Okay, you have different interpretation. Once again, it comes from you. The curiosity comes from you, and it comes up with these two questions. All right. This is the first steps of inquiry. After you ask your student for reading some things, after reading, they should have formulate questions. Was that memorable? What are curious about something that they already read? Okay, next steps of inquiry is called information search. If, for example, you don't know what the answer after you formulate the questions, and it comes up with information search. For example, here brings English slangs. Students can explore the origins of English slangs, analyze it, what is the impacts of the slang in social media, for example, or nuance, or different English dialect. This is not only English here, right? Not only British, they have American English, Singaporean English. Okay, what is the impact in social media? Or even not in social media, in your daily life, for example. Have you used these slangs? Have you, in your social life, for example, in your chat? I believe you talk with your friend in English, right? Okay. Okay, do you use this? For example, watch. Instead of say, what are you said, watch. What you're doing tonight? What are you doing tonight? Instead of say, what are you doing? What you're doing? Or what you're thinking about the movie? What you're thinking? Just, yes, this is slang, okay. Wanna is, you already know about wanna. Want to. I'm going to, okay. You can do the research about this. Where does this come from? Or you recently watch a movie, what is the slangs, and you pick up the words and you do some kind of research. Is in social media you find it? Is it cool? You feel, wow, I'm cool. I'm an English speaker and I can speak English fluently. I use this slang, for example. You feel about that? You can ask your friends how often they use slangs. It's information research. Not only through website, you can ask your friend informally, face-to-face interview, for example. The second step is information research. After the second phase or second stage, we move to designing an answer. In answering question that you formulate earlier, you should write clearly, use concise and straightforward language. And the second one, support with evidence. Remember, you do the research, you conduct the research before and put the evidence. After support with evidence or backup, you claim this is the fact from your answer. Not only fact, you can add some examples and the data. And the third one, or the last one, in designing an answer, you can maintain focus, stay on the topics, not do talks about anything else, just answer the questions and avoid unnecessary tangents. All right, the third stage is designing an answer. We move forwards. After you find the answers, you can discuss in this class, sharing in this class, discuss with your friends. Discussion where students can share their finding. If you find you design the answer before, interpretations, conclusion with each other, of course, and you should talk to your friends. Don't be shy in say something in this class, and refine the thinking and learn from other perspectives. It's also just like Rizwan says, it's openness, open, yeah. So we should learn from your friends' perspective, how they find the answer. Don't say, oh no, that's not right. You should be open about the answer. And this is discussion, right? Okay, this is democratic. After the discussion, we move to the last stage. It's called reflection. After you hear the other perspective from your friends, and you find the last stage of inquiry-based learning, it's called reflection. Reflection or conclusion. In reflection stage, the student or you draw conclusions based on your analysis, of course, summarizing the findings. You find the other friend answer, reflecting this is true or not, the data, fact or opinions, and then the entire process of inquiry. If we move backwards, first you formulate the questions, you conduct the research, you can interview someone, you can browsing the internet, and then the third, designing an answer. There are 3 steps in designing the answer. And then for discuss among your friends, discuss your findings, perspective. And then the last is reflection or conclusion stage. And this is the last one. You can deliver your finding and communicate your result. This is the last of 5 steps of inquiry-based learning. And before that, let's we begin to start something to the beginnings of inquiry-based learning. There's some topics that you need to inquire. This is as group 1, this is group 2, and this is group 3. Next steps, what is topic that we can talk together? Any idea, guys?
Yes.
Akmal, please come forward, write down the questions. Okay,
So
from
because
here.
we are
Okay, thank you, Akmal. Have a seat. Okay, the question from Akmal, or topic that we should discuss from the step 1, question formulation, or formulate a question is, why did you choose English education as your major? Okay, and then this is the first steps. We move to the next steps, which is information research. Please discuss among your group or conduct research, interview a friend, why did you choose this? After that, you design the answer after you find. You should concise, straightforward language, put some evidence or claim or facts. Okay, and you discuss among your friends. Please discuss with your friend. Okay, you already discussed or design an answer, everyone? After you find or design your answer, and we can move forward to discussion sessions. Okay, anybody wants to deliver the answer and the others can hear your answer? It could be start from these groups, somebody to answer the question here. What did you choose English education as your major? Probably from these groups. Yes, please. You just stay over there. We do discussion or sharing session.
From our group, why did we choose English education as our major?
Yes.
Because we enjoy learning English and we are weak at math. From my experience, I got the most higher score in English,
Okay.
but the most lower grades in math. So
Okay.
that's the group.
So from this group is excellent only in English, bad in math. So he chose this major. Probably they can good, but I don't think so. Okay. How about this group? Do you have something in your mind to answer this one?
Same like previous.
Okay, so my answer for this is that from our group, why we choose English education as your major is because we are really passionate about English, and we want to share that passion with our students. Because as far as I collected data from the internet, there are many people out there who has broken grammar, especially in English, and we would like to fix that.
Okay, give applause to all of you. Thank you. To end our session today, after you learn about inquiry learning methods, you have to do in your at your home later on. This is a tugas nantinya. Create your own video comments about your chosen model lastings or 3 minutes. In this case, is inquiry. At least give 3 reasons why inquiry you think you might use within your classroom, your own context. Is it correct we use inquiry? Give the reason why is it correct, why we should use inquiry in our classroom. Beside the comment, it is inside the 3 minutes. You can record it by your smartphone or your video or any other software. Do you have a question about this task? No questions? Okay, good. See you again next week. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.